Welcome on in. Hope everybody's having a good day. Let's get me all on here. I hope I did turn my volume down because we don't need to have echo. Oh, come on. Try this again. I don't know what the temperature is, but it's pretty nice. Well, I haven't been totally out today, but it's, outside of letting the dogs out, it does seem pretty nice out. Hi, Pam. How are you? We are going to do a turkey today. And I have this cute little stand, and I got it from Piney Creek Market. So I figured we'd go ahead and do it. How are you doing, Pam? Sometime here I need to order some Dixie Belle. I'm running low. Hey, Tina. Now, I am using a gel stain, and it is walnut, but I needed to water it down a little bit because I want to make sure I have enough. Hi, Joanne. Thanks for sprinkling. Put a little bit more in here. And I got the drippies down the throat today. That was so sad yesterday. Horrible. And I think what Tina didn't they say it's up to like 11 fatalities now and still 16 people unaccounted for, and they had more than 11 that went to the hospital. I think it was around 15 or 16, and most of them have been able to leave. They have been released, with a couple that still are in critical. I'm just going to stain this because Laura has some others that you can use to put in these same stands. So I didn't want to paint it like Christmassy or anything. And I have another one here. So I figured I could do one maybe in white and do this one and just stain it. Yes, 11. I do free shipping on all orders over 35. Now, oh, cool. Hi, Judy. How are you? Hey, Laura. Well, when I get around to ordering, I can guarantee it'll be over 35. So, with all that being said, um, I'm assuming so. I haven't heard the official. Tina may have heard it. Did they finally get all the fire out, or is it still at like smoking in that over there? I do know they're still asking everybody around in the vicinity, the there's not really many homes over that way, but there are businesses. They're all closed down. Some of the businesses are still all closed down and will probably be until like Monday. They're asking them to like stay inside. And if you do, and if you are out and about and you see any debris or questionable debris around in that area, they have a place to email and or call, and to please leave it alone. I know they recovered the black box, so that's going to be getting set off. They said it is built for like, really strong heat and stuff like that, but you can definitely tell that it had major heat damage to it, but that's been sent off already. And one of the guys that was on there, they said, if you don't think it's hard to listen to a recording from the black box, then basically you need to think again, because it is. This piece I don't have to glue together. You can if you want to, but you don't have to. There is a piece over here that I will be gluing. But yeah, if it wasn't for Tina jumping on and saying, you know, what had happened, I was like, oh my God, I'm getting all these alerts, all these phone calls coming on. I thought, what in the world? So I'm glad that Tina got on and looked to see what was going on. They say we're 3 miles away from the airport, but it sure seems like we're a lot closer. And that smoke, I just hope that everyone gets accounted for all the people involved, so they have some kind of peace knowing, that their loved one was found. Hi, Lisa. How are you? It's a, it's a pretty nice. Oh, I need to glue this on here too. I forgot. That ring goes around here and it needs to be glued on. So as you can see, on some of them it's a little darker or it's a little lighter, but I'm doing it the same amount. It's just some of the wood's a little smoother than the other. Thanks for throwing snowballs. I appreciate it. Not ready for snow though. No shape or form. So I don't know if y'all can see, and I did want to show you, I did tweak my little barn quilt a little bit after posting. Let me show you that real fast. Make sure I don't have nothing on my fingers. I don't know if you're all going to be able to tell what I did or not on there, but I did do a little bit of tweaking. If you notice right around the edges here, it's very faint, but I put like a little bit of black, and then I put a little bit very faint around here of silver, just to kind of give it that, when you look at it, you get that little, oh, okay. That's what I call it. Oh, okay, I like that kind of look. I heard on the news this morning about Sunday evening we might have, no! Yes, I outlined it a little bit. No, Tina, no. Okay, let's do the bottom part first. I'm going to glue this together, and then we're going to go into our Mr. Turkey or Mrs., whichever you prefer. Just using some stick fast. So that piece is on there. Now this, I am going to put a little bit of glue in here because I do want the base to stay, but I don't have to glue the rest of it. But I do want this in there. Hi Sherry, how are you? Liked your gnome today. And I will be trying it. I think that was cool. All right, now let me see. Need to glue this one on here. That's going to go down around this one. Well, I don't really have to glue it because I can glue the others, but it'll all go. This is going to go up here, so I do need to put a little bit of glue in here because when I was messing with it earlier, it would kind of slip down a little bit. I don't know if anybody else has done one yet or not. Have that stay there for a second. All right, that should stay, hopefully. Then this little dude is going to go on here, and this little piece goes around here. So I'm going to just try to hold it all together. Put some glue on here. This is all for our base. And then this guy goes on here. This is where the turkey's going to go, and you can put a tea light in here. Can you all hear the planes flying over? Now this is going to go on top of here, but I'm not going to glue that on yet because I want to make sure that's dried. So now we're going to move on to our turkey. Whoop, whoop. Get me a bowl because we may be mixing some colors. I'm going to use some chestnut. We're going to do his body first. I don't know where glitter came from. Get a little bit of chestnut. And let's see, do we want a little bit of barn red, I think. It is a cute stand. She had, I think this was her Laura's fall package, and I got it, and I can't remember what the other one is right offhand, but that stand came with this turkey, but if you don't glue it in there, like I was saying, she has some other pieces that will fit into these stands, and then you can just interchange them. So we are going to paint our Mr. Turkey. Going to use some chestnut, and we're also going to give him a little bit of some of the barn red in here, I think. And it doesn't matter if I go over where his beak and his little, what do you call those, the little gobbler thing. I don't know what they're called. So I'm doing this still while he's a little bit wet. So it gives him a little bit of a mixed color. Sherry, I don't know if you got to see, I did a little bit of outlining on my barn quilt. I don't know if you can see it behind me or not. Probably not. All right, what's this? I missed something. I so need to start wearing gloves when using that medium glue. On the stick fast, I don't have too much of a problem. When I would use the Star Bond, Star Bond to me is a little more dangerous than the stick fast. Not that you can't stick your fingers with the stick fast, but you can pull them apart so much easier. At least that's the way I feel you can. And it ain't gonna matter that I go over here a little bit because we will be putting a couple pieces on here like the leaves, wattle gobbler. Well, I think the one on, I didn't post it on because I was doing a little tweaking afterwards, so it's not posted. I'll show you real fast since you hopped on. I don't know if you'll, I did a little bit of outlining. I don't know if you can tell from that distance, but I did a little bit of outlining around here and a little bit of outlining on there. I like her. I'm glad you showed her to me. She's purty. My leg got stuck. Oh, okay. Yeah, I did a little bit of tweaking on it. I thought, you know. All right, let's see. We want to use a little bit of the barn red, but I want to use a little bit of orange on his feathers. I want him to have a little bit of color, but it's not going to be completely orange. Let's add a little bit. Yes, I'm using the same brush. Just kind of offloading it a little bit. Let's dry this up. Move on to the next one. Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate it. Hi, Peggy. How are you? It's like, what's falling behind me? It's my apron that I don't wear. Only once in a while. So we're going to try to alternate the colors a little bit here. So what are y'all having for dinner tonight? Anything good? I think, even though it's not Tuesday, I think we're having some tacos. I'm going to put a little more red in here. This one I want to be a little more orange. With a little red. Chicken and dumplings. Kenny would be saying, I'm on my way. He loves chicken and dumplings. I do too. I love homemade chicken and dumplings. That sounds so good. Probably gonna have to make some here. when it starts getting cold out, I like more of your like casseroles and your soups and your stews, that type of thing. So I'm always up for a good soup or a good stew when it's cold out. It just calls for that, I think. Pork chops, not sure with what yet. I haven't had a good pork chop in a while either. I think all the anymore they just don't taste right to me. I think I need to go to the butcher's and get some from the butcher's. Tacos, meat, and veggies all cooked. There you go. So yeah, I'm gonna get the stuff and I'm gonna try your gnome, Sherry. I think he was absolutely gorgeous. I loved him. Haven't had any cornbread in a while either. Do you make homemade cornbread? Might need a tad bit more red, just a little bit. I don't mind. I know some people don't. I like Jiffy corn mix, but I grew up kind of with that, so it's kind of a normal thing for me. We make, and I haven't made it in a long time, tamale pie, or what my ex-mother-in-law called as tamale pie. Basically, you scrambled up like hamburger, and you got like crushed tomatoes, and you mixed after all the hamburger was cooked and done. You added that to a pan, like a casserole dish, and then you put like drained corn in there, crushed tomatoes. You could add other stuff in there if you wanted, like jalapenos and stuff like that. And then after you added whatever you wanted in with the mix, we took cheese and sprinkled it over the top, and then added Jiffy corn mix over it. It was good. May have to touch up a spot because I don't think I got it exactly on the edge up here, but that's okay. Hi, Judy. How are you? I don't think I've ever really had the ones without some sort of sugar in there. I'll be honest. Just missed a little spot or two. So here he is so far. Sounds like a tamale pie. Now I'm taking some folk art linen. Got a little spot in here. Hopefully we can get it in there. I don't think it tastes like cake, but I don't eat a ton of it anyway, but especially not anymore. I haven't had it in forever. So since I'm using the same brush, the linen is going to have a little bit of a color to it because even though I wiped some of the color off, it's still in here, and I'm okay with that because I didn't want this part to be too overly bright. Thanks, Joanne. We're talking about what everybody's going to have for dinner tonight. I like a good beef stew. I like a good vegetable soup. And like Sherry's having tonight, I do like chicken and dumplings. But I really like it with certain meals, but it's very rare that I even make cornbread. Same here. I can't even remember the last time I had cornbread. I'm trying to think, there's this one, it's like a tortilla soup, tortilla